it's still a kind of city space, but it can be other things. Because I think when even as I was looking and preparing for this conversation and looking at your work again, Candy, I started to think how it becomes a kind of conversation of this very complex space that's an immigrant city, right? The majority of people in Miami are from somewhere else. And in a way, you have there's a little community of artists, the Purvis Youngs, the T. Eliot Manzas, his early paintings, the Adele Guerrier and the photographer Edras, what's his name, Telusuma, who takes a lot of images of Miami. That I think is kind of all of a sudden an exhibition started to come in my head that became really powerful. Like I could really see this. Your work in conversation with these artists, about this very complex city that most of us think we're visiting when we visit, South Beach, but, is completely different. But there's something really rich that you in the way you situate them in this particular city, and yeah, don't give up on Miami. I don't know. And part of that situation, the way you situate your figures reminds me of Dawood Bey, right? Particularly the photography of Dawood Bey, particularly this piece that I teach all the time in my African American art history class, because you not only situate your subjects, you make sure that they're in the middle of the space, right? The middle of the street, the middle of it all. Talk about this a little bit, the composition, your insistence on this centering. I mean, is it all conscious or did it just evolve? I mean, what's happening there?
Um, I feel like the person is what's important, and I want the person to be in the middle of everything. I don't
Mhm,
feel like the city so much is or should take away from the person that's being represented, even though it is a part of them.
mhm.
So one point perspective, in my view, takes your view as a viewer straight into the middle of the space,
Ah, mhm,
um, which
mhm,
is why my backgrounds are kind of foggy. So like having that acrylic going through the holes, right, and showcasing the silhouette of the figure in the other image that you showcase, where it's
mhm,
just little dots that showcase the city, but it's not like a straight on painted city because that's not what's important. What's important
mhm,
is the white space that's around and
mm.
why it's white space in comparison to the little points that are around that particular person. So the fading away of the city, the gentrification of what's happening within any city, because if I say Miami or I say Newark, right, or Chicago, like all of that is being gentrified